कहानी सच्ची है, बट इसकी वजह से अगर किसी की जान चली जाए तो
So, Yami, it's always such a pleasure to have you on Filme Shilmy, and a huge congratulations on Lost on Z5 Global.
Thank you, Anush. Thank you so much. Always nice interacting with you. And it's always through, I know, a Zoom call, but that's fine. That's where technology comes in handy and we must thank.
We need to change that. We need to change that now. Now you need to come to
Yeah, I
London.
know. I love to do this in person someday. It's always fun talking to you.
For sure. Pleasure's always mine. Well, look, after A Thursday last year, Lost is another film where you carry a dark subject and sensitive topic as well. So tell me, what changes in you as a person have encouraged you to take up such styles of films nowadays?
Um, I always wanted to do this, Anush, but there's always a better time. There's always a better way. And it is said in Hindi that समय से पहले और भाग्य से ज्यादा कभी नहीं मिलता. There's always a right time for everything, and I thought this was that time. And I didn't take up these parts just because they were being led by a female actor. Of course, a female perspective is what was required, but I thought they were very strong stories. They're very powerful stories, and also at the same time have a potential, or I felt as an audience it's something really engaging at the same time, because just alone a subject being strong or powerful, that's great, but you want it to be a really good film, you want it to be a great script, so that it gets its audience. And I'm glad that a film like A Thursday, which is also a thriller but a very different kind of thriller, has got its audience, got its due. And so is Lost finding its path. And the success of such films show actually that how progressive is the audience to welcome every kind of film. There's a room for every kind of film. So I'm glad that Lost found its path.
Yeah, I love the way you plug that in there. That's very true. And I think you're playing a crime journalist, and I
Uh-huh.
read up that you spoke with a lot of journals in preparation for your role. So tell me, what personality traits were you able to identify with for your character, and how has doing the film, I guess, influenced the way you now perceive crime reporting and stories that are related to the common man?
No, what I'd said was that I had not met anyone in person while preparing for the role, because we were in the middle of
Mm,
a very tight pandemic.
right.
And so my research or my preparation was more based on what I was reading, my interaction with Tony Da, because he had met, of course, a lot of crime journalists.
Mm,
Um, I just had one film in mind in terms of what I understood how Dada was going to perceive, or how he would want his character to perform, was Spotlight. I really love that film, and I love that everything and everybody was so natural. It's just like as if there's just one camera kept in a room or wherever those characters are going, and it's just following them. I love that sort of the film, and that is kind of what I resonated my character. Otherwise, in terms of specifically traits or anything, no, there wasn't anybody or any figure I had in mind. It's just based on my understanding of what I was reading and then what I imagined. But I did meet them finally on set. They did walk in, and they're just like anybody else. Of course, until you break into a conversation, then you'll realize that how well read, and the kind of work that they do. It's just amazing. But as people, as someone, the way they approach is, it's just like you and I, just like anybody else.
mm,
And so I thought that's very important for Vidhi, that anyone who watches the film should not feel that anywhere the sur or the performance is loud, or you're trying too hard to prove a point, because that's not how it happens in real life also. So, and what impact it had, of course, it's a very, very hard job. It's a job which, if especially if you are doing it to the best of your ability, capability and intention. And if you're really passionate about it, it's a hard job. It's a job which needs a lot of courage, some tough decisions to be, to be made. Sometimes you can be torn between integrity and emotions.
Hmm.
Should I put this out? Should I not put this out? This is the truth, but if it comes out, what ripple effect it has? Will that be bigger than what it's seeming right now? So I can't even imagine myself to be in their shoes. I'm glad I'm just an actor, and this is just the job that I do, because that's not, and they don't have any security or anyone to cover them, right? You have to be out there just the way you are, and take on, or do your work. And so I'm really glad. I think this is a film, when I look back at my filmography, I'm going to be really proud that I got to be a part of Lost.
But I think Vidhi really does resonate with you, especially at this point in life. Yami, because I've always seen you, and what I really admire about you is, of course, aap to talented actress hai hi, and I've obviously watched you since your TV days, and so I've seen that growth that you've had. But I think what I really like about Vidhi is that her strength that she displays, the resilience that she displays. And I think you are definitely one of those people as well. I mean, I know recently you've always been very vocal, especially whether it's major entertainment sort of companies, where you're calling them out for perhaps a misreporting that they've done, or maybe just judging you because of a certain film you like. But tell me one thing: what gives you strength in questioning and addressing issues, especially when powerful people and companies are involved? What gives you that strength, Yami?
Thank you, Anuj. That's very kind of you. Um, it comes with time, Anuj. It comes with experience. It doesn't happen overnight. And it comes with, from you're as good as your experience. What I'm expressing or what I'm feeling, it's not always a result of just one question or just one incident. It's a cumulative effect of how you felt or you're made to feel over a period of time, and how you feel sometimes that you're never good enough, maybe, and I'd have to keep proving. By I mean anyone who resonates with me, or my background, or the kind of thinking that I come from, or any newcomer who's watching. I feel it takes time, because the same thing, if I'd said it, or if you're vocal about it maybe 5 years back or 6 years back, it's not going to be taken perhaps in the same stride as today. you know you have to prove yourself, and the only way to do that is through your work. And you have to understand that you can't make everyone happy. You may have grown up thinking that, one day, if so and so writes something about me, or this is who I work with, or this is what I do, then that's success. You made these things in your mind because this is what is told, or this is what you see at the periphery of it. But once you come in this place, you step here,
Hmm.
it's very different. And you have to move with time. You have to evolve your own thinking, your own perspective. So I had to be first comfortable with my own self. I
Hmm.
have to be first be aware that this is who I am. This is what I believe, the kind of work that I'm doing and the potential that I hold as an actor. I want to be relevant through my work. I want to be you may not see me at 10 places, you may see me at 4 places or 3 places. But that's me. That's who I am.
Hmm.
And also the fact that I really strongly believe that the whole idea of maybe you talking, you doing your job, I'm doing my job, everybody's doing their jobs, but we should be leaving this place better than what it was when we'd come.
Yeah.
Only then I think that's the whole purpose of humanity. I'm not saying I'm not perfect, I have flaws. No one's perfect. But the whole idea is to grow from here, to nurture, to make it a better place for the next, set of people who are going to come or who wish to come, so that they don't have to struggle so much to find themselves. There'll still be a struggle. There's a journey which everyone has to go through. That's your
Mm.
own. That should be your own. But we shouldn't. At no point you should feel. You can be alone, but you should never feel lonely. You should never feel unheard. You should never feel that you're just the only one who's thinking like that. No.
Mhm.
When you talk to people, I talk to so many of my contemporaries. They're all very nice people.
Mm.
Everybody has the same set of heart and emotions and everything. And but just the expression is different. So today, when if as being an actor in the times that we are right now, I want to say the whole idea is everyone can coexist with one another. You know,
True. Very
it's
true.
just your an audience. Audience does not differentiate. Audience does not care about these things. They are just concerned with your work, with what they're watching on screen.
Yeah.
You know, that is
Mhm.
something I have to be true to. And wherever there's an opportunity, if there is something I really feel strongly about something, I don't think twice. Then I don't think I need to consult, anyone in my team or anyone. I just go for it because I know it's coming from my heart, it's coming from my gut, and I
Ji.
know that can't be wrong.
Mhm.
So it comes with time.
That's a very interesting point, actually, because I feel like over these 10 years, you've not only survived the cutthroat industry, but you've also flourished and thrived. I cannot tell you how much of an inspiration actors like you, Sushant, Mrunal, all of you guys are just so, so talented, and many, many more, of course. I don't want to miss out
Yeah,
any more
yeah,
names, but
yeah, yeah.
in a crowded place like this, I mean, it's a bit of an extension of what I just asked you, but how tough has it been for you to maintain your identity and voice and your individuality? How tough has it been to maintain that?
I think in as you move ahead in this industry, this is the most challenging thing. How do you achieve your dreams or do your work and still retain the very you, the very core you? And this is one thing I was very clear about, Anuj, since the very beginning. As I
Yeah.
said, we do change. Maybe 10 years back, I would be thinking different about something. And today, I'll have a different opinion on certain things, maybe better. And that's life. You grow, you move on in life, you have to grow as a person. But the very core of you, the soul that we all have, हिंदी में से तासीर बोलते हैं, that cannot change, and that
Mm.
never changes. And I think it's somewhere very important to protect that for a person like me,
Mhm.
because for me the most important thing is my family. Nothing is worth or nothing is bigger or more important than my family. And if my family feels or would have felt कि अरे यार तू बदल गई है or you're not the same person, then it doesn't mean anything to me. For me, the best compliment is, or the best feeling is when my dad still laughs and says, I look at you like he watched Lost. And can I say, at the risk of sounding immodest, but like, and I consider him one of my biggest critiques. He's
Mm.
very
Oh yeah.
brutally honest.
Yeah.
Like, niche actors ban gayi, Yami. You performed so well, but when I see you in person, you know, this 5 feet, uh, 3 inches girl, and I just see you in, your night suits, and you're just the same. I feel that's a great compliment. I know he's trying to tell me some guests are going to
Beautiful.
come home. Please go and change. but because he knows if given my way, I would still be the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel that's that achievement when you're still the same person. And why not?
Uh,
Why should you change for anyone, for nothing?
Absolutely.
And because it's important to understand, and especially in the film industry, in a line like this, where 2 plus 2 is not 4, where it's just so amoebic. Your the lines can be blurry. You may feel, or you may be away from reality, or you may feel this is life, this is what it is,
Mhm.
but it's
Mm.
not. That's my job. That's just a part of my job. I treat it as a job. I don't take it seriously to my life. So that's, I think, what has kept me, I think,
Definitely.
going.
No, very well articulated. And I think that's true. Balance बहुत होना ज़रूरी है. But unfortunately, we're running out of time, Yami. So I think this will probably be my last question to you. Listen, can you just come to London so we can just chat over coffee for
I
like an
would
hour
love to,
with
love to, love
with
to. And of
no
course, I'll have to
pressures of
get my
time?
sister also. She's not gonna let me fly alone.
Yeah, please.
My
It'll be
husband.
fun. It'll be
Last time I
fun.
came was with my sister, and she's fun. She is, oh my God, you'll love her.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We have to make that into a date now. But okay. So look, we speak about cinema often acting as a mirror that reflects society. Conventionally, agar dekha jaye, तो for a good amount of time, commercial movies offered a strong sense of escapism. I mean, they still do as well to an extent. But now it seems like audiences want to be awakened to reality as well as exported to a fantasy world at the same time. There's like a very interesting fusion that's happened
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But how do you feel Hindi cinema can actually, continue to capitalize on this fusion and continue to strive to make such movies?
Uh, I think we'll have to. We'll have to. And as I said, with the kind of attention span people have, there's nothing that people have not watched. Like sitting here in a small town or any city, you'd ask them, ye dekha, haan, sab kuch dekha hai. Because now everyone has all these streaming platforms literally in their palms, you know. So what do you do? So we'll have to create different stories, different visuals, different something different every time, and to make them excited, to make them come to theaters or even to watch on OTT platforms. And I think this fusion will always go hand in hand. Films always had an aspirational, belief attached to them. We were always about larger than life, or life which doesn't happen in our daily routines. And you see that person or that life on screen, it makes you go, wow, yeah, that's your fantasy world. And at the same time, sometimes, but you want to see the reality also at the same time in films. So we need to give the audience that choice to the
Mhm.
best of our ability. I love commercial films. I love out and out commercial films. And I feel even commercial films can be good films. Like
True.
I watched
Agreed.
I watched Avatar. I watched Avatar and I thought I loved it. I loved it. I mean, the story is so basic. It's such a simple story. I loved it. I loved Kantara. I loved
Brahmastra as well to an extent as well.
I'm not watched that, but I'm talking about the film that I've watched. I'm
Huh.
sorry, of course I've heard a lot about these films. My own films, or of course, like Lost was a very realistic film. But if I have to now pick up one which is your commercial and yet larger than life, I'd say, I don't know, it'll be too much to say, but I've read the script. Aditya's next film as a director, Ashwathama. I
Oh
think that's a
wow.
film. That's a film which I'm sure as cinema lovers or as Indians, um, we will be, I think, proud of. And he loves commercial films. He loves, like Uri was a
Uri
very
was
fine
amazing.
blend of commercial and at the same time about Indian army, which is as real as it gets. But his whole idea is that I want to make it for as many audience as possible.
Mm,
They should be engaged to
mm.
to watch a film. They should feel that high. They should feel that rush.
Adrenaline, yeah.
So I think it'll have to be best of both the worlds. As I said, like a thriller only can have so many versions. The Thursday was a thriller, Lost is a thriller, my next one is a thriller, but all of them are different from one another. And the next one, for sure, it's far away from social message, or there's a takeaway. No, there's no takeaway. It's an out and out, a commercial film, but that's also fun. You know,
No,
so
definitely.
I root for every kind of film as long as it's a good film and it keeps you engaged.
And I just love the fact that you plugged here because Surgical Strike se Seeja Shadi Ho Gayi. And I love that fact that you both literally have that very rooted, you're very culturally rooted also. That's one thing that I've taken away from you
Thank
both.
you.
And that
Thank
your
you, Anuj.
works reflect that. The proudness of you are as Indians, and I think the fact that you are so rooted. And I think, Yami Gautam, this is what makes you really special. And I'm really, really
Thank you,
happy
Anuj.
that you please keep doing great work, and hopefully we get plenty more opportunities to do interviews like this as well. So
Absolutely. Thank you, Anuj. And hopefully in person soon over a nice cup of
yeah,
coffee.
for most would be my absolute pleasure. But listen, look, congratulations on Lost on Z5 Global. It's been such a great honor to have you as always, Rami, and wishing you very all the best for your upcoming projects also.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you so much for being so kind and being this amazing cinema lover that you are. It's always nice to talk to someone who's excited, about what we love to do. And thank you so much.